Welcome to the fitting room. We start every podcast with the ritual of asking our guests one simple question. What are you wearing today? I'm Hazel from Lacondo, and each week we're going to sit down with friends, creators, and members of the fashion community to talk about the stories behind what they wear. Today I'm joined by Jasmine, and I can't wait to dive in. Would you like to say hi?
Hi, I'm Jasmine, also known as Anderson on Lacondo. Yeah, happy to be here to share my journey with fashion with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Let's begin with the question at the heart of this podcast. What are you wearing today?
So I got dressed for this today, just a little bit, but I'm wearing um a Versace top from the 90s, and then this is a necklace that was handmade by a girl. She basically like convert these old watches into necklaces. And then just a bottom should stand up, just
Yeah.
like normal Calvin Klein jeans.
hmm What about your rings?
Rings. So I almost like always wear them. These are like the same rings I wear in every single outfit. This is a brand from China. It's called T Major.
Mm.
She's kind of one of like the rising jewelry designer in China right now. And this is the French brand Justine Conquête, very popular among all the Instagram influencer community. And this is just like a normal like majority ring.
You have a super unique visual style, and I just love following along your fit pics on the discovery page.
Thank you.
If you have to describe your style in just a few words, how would you put it?
I think like eclectic would probably be a good description. I would say majority of my closet is vintage or secondhand pieces
Mm.
from the 90s. And I'm really into like European and Japanese vintage, especially from like the 90s, like Y2K era. Yeah, but I also like just collect other like random stuff that I found interesting, or I like pieces that or brands that has like stories behind them. So yeah.
Yeah, and just to go a little bit deeper into your fashion journey, how do you find your style?
How do I find my style? Oh God, this is like a really long question. I guess I like became interested in fashion since I was really young. My family, they're all very into fashion. My parents, at least for their generation, they're like relatively more fashionable
Mhm.
than other like uncles and aunties. Like growing up, we just had a lot of like Vogue or Elle, Grazia, like these magazines around the house, and I would read them and kind of learn about different brands. And in middle school, I think that's like when lookbook became like really popular. And back then I was a kid in China, so it was like this crazy portal for me to kind of discover all these different trends from around the world.
Mhm.
And I think that's kind of like when I start to really think about, oh, like how would I like to dress? And kind of having these people, these like the earliest generation of influencers as role models kind
Mhm.
of really helped. And that was also like the time that I started kind of going shopping alone on
Mhm.
my own and like putting together outfits. And over the years, I feel like my style has evolved a lot. Yeah, but right now I'm like in a phase where I'm really obsessed with just 90s Prada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you usually go about finding them? Is there like a thrifting like tips or methodology that you follow?
Usually there are like a lot of different shops that curate really good pieces in New York. I also thrift on Depop or
Mhm.
eBay a lot. A good tip is because like a lot of these curated shops, they would have older runway pieces, right? Like these are pieces that are really expensive. You can't like afford buying most of them. So what I would do is, and I know like a lot of people who thrift, they do this too, is like you find a piece you like, you try it on, you think, oh, this fits me really well. I can see myself wearing it every day. You just take a photo and try to look it up on Japan, eBay, or Depop, or whatever like
Mhm.
secondhand site, the real. And usually, if you're lucky, you'll be able to like find good
Mhm.
pieces at very affordable prices.
Yeah.
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 But just like I just like go shopping at places and just browse the internet usually.
hmm
Mhm.
Is there a book or a movie or artist or cultural reference or a particular or some particular influencers that influence your fashion journey and influence how you dress?
Influencer or book. I guess recently I really liked looking at styles of musicians. I've been listening a lot to this British producer, electronic musician, OK Lou. Wait, she's French. She's not British. But she has like a very interesting style that I think is quite similar
Mhm.
to my what I'm interested in, like this kind of slightly like avant-garde, like functional, but also has like a lot of like streetwear elements in her outfit. So I would like look at how she dressed and like shows up in like music videos at events and kind of take inspirations from that.
And do you think, like, if you think about the journey of you finding your style, do you think that's something that you grew into, or is it something you've always known at the back of your head?
I think it's something that I've always known. Yeah. I think kind of like I was sharing before, I was just kind of growing up in like a household that has a lot of fashion influence. Yeah, and I think like another way for me to discover new style or explore style that fits me is whenever I go travel, I kind of try to make myself dress like how the local would dress. Like I try
Mm,
to really go shop at brands that are unique to that city, that are local to that city, and go to like local thrift stores, see what are some like the items that they have and kind of just like took inspirations from the people of that city. Yeah, I think that through that process, I was able to like collect a lot of different influences into my own closet as well.
mhm. Any memorable like thrifting experiences when you travel? Like any particular thrift store that you just like love, or like a particular piece that you collected?
Yeah, there's this one store in Tokyo. It was on the list that Tofu created. I should remember the name of it, but it's like in near Yoyogi Park. It
Mhm.
was run by this couple, and a lot of like fashion vloggers have like featured the store as well, but they have some of like the most amazing pieces,
Mm,
including this one piece that was from 1999 Margiela dollswear collection. It was just like hanging on their wall perpetually as like they don't sell it because like no one would be able to afford it and I don't think they would sell it. But I remember like going in there and then seeing it. I was so shocked. I was like, can I please try it on? And then they let me try it on. Yeah, that was like a really good
yeah.
experience. Um, and I think also going to shops like this are fun because the owners themselves usually are really passionate about fashion and knows a lot about vintage fashion, how to like source and find really good pieces. And talking to them, you always learn a lot
Mhm.
about like fashion history and like
Yeah.
most random things like garment, like constructions or like buttons specific to like different eras. Yeah, always really inspired um going to that shop. Uh Let me think. Any other places are interesting? I'd say Antwerp is also like a cool place, where there are a lot of shops like that. Yeah.
Is there a piece in your closet that's like a particularly memorable like thrift find or your like prized possession?
Possession. Oh, actually, I have this crazy piece. Wait, maybe I can get it for you. So I actually thrifted this before I become so interested in like this archive designer pieces. But in college, I was like thrifting at like Goodwill or these like really normal thrift stores a lot. And one day I found this one Giorgio Armani. I'm pretty sure it's like from like a runway, like a one of the late 90s or like 2000s runway piece. And it was $5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I still have this jacket to this day, and I still, like, wear it a lot. It's, like, really crazy. Wait, maybe I can get it for you. Should I do this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah. It's, like, a very normal jacket.
Is it leather?
No, it's not leather. I think this is, like let's see what it is. It's like a rayon and cotton blend.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it has these like very interesting like button detail and like the zip is like half zip. So
This is it's beautiful. It's a really nice piece.
yeah, I think like every vintage fashion lover, one of like the biggest accomplishment you get is if you find pieces like this, you go to
Mhm.
like a thrift store for hours and then you find something really rare for really cheap.
Mhm. Incredible. I feel like it fits your general style. It's just like a gorgeous piece.
Yeah.
And if you reflect on it, like how do you feel about your fashion journey as a whole? Because some people are like, oh, it takes 7 years to find your style and things like that. Do you feel like your fashion journey has been like smooth sailing? Do you feel like you have different like eras on how you dress? Like any like pivotal moments or milestones in this process, like of figuring out your style?
Definitely don't think like this journey of finding your style is linear. Like, I don't think there's like, you don't have to like hit any milestones or like KPIs. There's like no ways to measure how fashionable you are. Like, personally, that's what I think. So I think for me, it's kind of just been like for a few years I'm interested in this one type of style and then I explore it and then like a few years later I realize I'm more drawn to another
Mhm.
style. And I think this evolution is also related to how I change as a person, like how I perceive myself, how I want the world to perceive me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think I mean, I don't know. What's your view on this? Like, do you feel like for you the journey of
Mhm.
finding your style is more of like a linear process?
I think for me, it really depends on the community I find myself in. I feel like I have very
Mhm.
distinct phases based on like where I am or the environment I'm in or like what sort of books I'm reading in a particular moment. I feel like I was in like I live in Bushwick before, and I feel like in for the 1 year I live in Bushwick, I feel like I really leaned into like the Bushwick
Yeah.
queer
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like androgyny like fashion
Mhm.
for a year, and now that I moved away, I live in Astoria now, like I feel like it's a lot more residential, it's a lot more cultural. I feel like I'm much more into like colors and like prints
Mhm.
and things like that. I'm Southeast Asian, so I'm trying to incorporate more like color and like batik and just different printing stuff into my closet. So that's been fun. But yeah, I think it's definitely I feel like I'm very influenced by like weather, season, like neighborhoods.
Mhm. I forgot the question already, but I feel like this is like it's kind of more like a playground than like a
Mhm.
journey.
I really like that. Throughout your fashion journey, do you have like one big fashion mishap or one big fashion mistake and you're like, "Oh my God, why did I do that?" Or "I wore the wrong thing." Was there like one occasion where something that you look back and laugh at?
It's hard. I think if I have something like that, I would like try to forget it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I guess there was one time that I went to this almost like a ceremony after party, and the dress code was actually like tuxedo. Like
Mhm.
everybody was wearing like long gowns,
Mhm.
and I think I showed up in like a izumiyaki like button up dress, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and definitely like felt very out of place, but because I was like going as a designer.
Mhm.
So I guess people just accept that like, oh, designers, they're like a little weird. They just wear what they want.
Do you have memories from maybe like childhood or family or community that shaped the way you think about clothes? I know that you mentioned fashion magazines and early internet. Is there like
Mhm.
any other memory you hold on to?
Maybe also like movies too,
Mhm.
like early 2000s rom-coms, like The Devil Who Wears Prada, Sex and the City. Yeah, watch them also.
The classics. What do you think your clothes say about you? If you look into your closet and all of your pieces, if we imagine all of the clothes have like their own like energy or their own like message, what do you think they say about you?
I think I'm someone who likes contradictions in my outfits. Yeah, I like to style a lot of times I like to like put together two very different styles. So that's why I feel like my clothes, they're kind of like a hodgepodge of like very different things, but um I'm always trying to find like the commonality among like two very different things and see how I can combine them together through like fabric or silhouette or color. Yeah, I guess that's all my clothes were to say. She's like, she's crazy. She, she likes everything and doesn't have one style.
Yeah.
Random things together.
Yeah, just refusing to be defined by one label or one thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's very eclectic and very like avant-garde, but I think like it's also very like incredible and beautiful that you're able to put things together and make things sort of communicate with each other and make them like coherent with each other. I think it's like there's like a skill in that.
Yeah, I'm trying. Also having fun.
Do you know like the most worn piece of clothing that you own in your closet?
Most worn piece of clothing. I'll say like this top I worn quite a lot.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, I have this like one necklace that I basically wear in almost all of my Lacano outfits and also like every day too.
Hmm.
It's like the Justin Clunket like chain
Hmm.
necklace. Yeah, I think that would be like the one piece of accessory. Uh,
When a lot of people get dressed, like the dichotomy they have in their head is like sort of like a balancing act between being perceived by others and dressing to express yourself. It's always like a little like tug of war between like, "Oh, this is how I want to be perceived, but like this is what like represent me and what I want to say from what I dress." And how do you typically navigate that? Do you feel like you mostly dress for others or yourself these days?
I think mostly for myself, especially in a place like New York. I don't think people care how you dress. Like you can wear like the craziest shit. You can wear like, I don't know, your pajamas out and
Mhm.
nobody would take a look. But I think I'm still like influenced by trends
Mhm.
because I try to approach fashion almost a little bit like a game. And
Mhm.
if you like a game has rules, right? And like these rules I set by the fashion world are set by, magazines, models, brands, like every year decide, oh, this is gonna be the silhouette that's trendy. This is gonna be the color that's trendy.
Mhm.
And I try to like take those elements and see how can I still express myself, but like push the rules a little bit, play with the rules a little bit, but it still feels like me.
What are some of the trends you've been playing with recently?
These silhouette, like, yeah, like capris, like the kind of very like office siren look. Something I've noticed, I don't know if this will be true or not, but I think like bright red is gonna come back
Mhm.
soon. Like bright, almost like the rich, like tomato red. I've seen it pop up here and there for different brands.
If that's the case, I feel like I have two bright red blazers that I never wear, but I just have.
That's perfect. I
Yeah.
feel like fashion is really weird because it definitely feels like a cycle. Like
Mhm.
things that are, you will own these things from like 10 years ago and you think, oh, maybe I should get rid of it. And then next year they'll be like, oh, it's trendy again. Like the other day, I found myself taking out jeans that I own from high school and and they're trendy now. It was crazy. Like
Mhm.
these like the kind of flare jeans
Yeah.
that was very trendy in like the 2010 early 2000s. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
back. Hmm.
Flare jeans are sort of classic. I mean, they're sort of trend based, but they're also sort of timeless. I feel like they exist in like a special place.
Yeah,
Do you have a ritual every morning or before you go out for getting dressed? Do you think your mood affects the way that you get dressed every day?
definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, also depending on the occasion too.
Yeah. What's the general like ritual? Like, assuming if you're going out today, or if you want to put out like outfits, what's the thought process behind constructing your outfits?
I think I would think like, how do I want to feel today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm going to like some work or like business related event, I would probably like, feel like, oh, like let me wear something really powerful
Yeah.
or something very structured. Or if I'm going just like going out with friends, like some days I feel like, oh, let me look a little more punk. Let me look a little more edgy. Let me look a little more relaxed. I also like have this thing, I don't know if you do it or other people do it. I would think about like the people I'm meeting, I'll think about what are their styles and I'll try to like match their energy a little bit. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why I do it, but yeah.
I think it's definitely like super interesting. I think like, and yeah, because I think like if you think about dressing as like a communal act as well, like we not only dress for ourselves, but also we dress for like some concept of like people we are around, or like your friends. I
Mhm.
think it's definitely it's also like a very playful like conversation or interaction that we are able to like be playful about.
Yeah, yeah.
When do you feel most like yourself in what you're wearing?
I'm not sure. I feel like they're all me. They're
Yeah.
just different sides of me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If someone is still trying to figure out their style, what advice would you give them?
Hmm. I think you can try going to a thrift store or a place where there are a lot of different types of clothing present
Mhm.
and just try on everything. Try on
Mhm.
however many pieces that catches your eyes. And don't think about like whether it look fashionable or not. I think if you really like feel comfortable in it and it makes you feel good and confident about yourself,
Mhm.
that is the direction you need to go. So just
Mhm.
try things out.
Yeah. Any other like thrifting tips? Because I think some people are like you like when they go into a thrift store, even when I go to a thrift store, sometimes I feel like I really need to have the stomach for it because it's such like usually like a overstimulating like all consuming experience. Any thrifting tips?
I think that's hard. I think it's hard if you're going there to like look for a style.
Mhm.
Um, because it's easier if you have a style in mind and you just go in and you are like, oh, I'm looking for a specific type of fabric,
Mhm.
color, and it's like really easy to spot that.
Mhm.
So if you're going there to find your style, I recommend going there with a friend,
Mhm.
knows what you like or has some sense of your taste, and they can like be your eye and help you pick out pieces.
Thank you. That's super helpful. Thank you for the advice. Any other like general advice, like thoughts? I do want to ask this because you won the Aura Awards for last week.
Uh,
I Yeah, I just want to hear a little bit more about like your thoughts behind putting together that outfit. Like what's your mood that day? Any stories with the pieces?
yeah, I was just like, oh, it would be interesting to put these two because like those two pieces are from like two very different brands. The
Mhm.
top is actually very cheap. It's from
Mm.
Cider,
Yeah.
but like the bottom is this like a Miss 60 vintage piece.
Mhm.
And I just thought the structure and material they go really well together. And I was like, "Oh, let's try to like throw these two together and see what happened." And I really liked it. Yeah. I forgot what I was doing. I might have just been, like, going out for an errand. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm, like, extra like that. There's no occasion to get dressed. I was just, like, get dressed to
To get
go to the
groceries.
park.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing about your style journey and the process behind you constructing outfits. So that's it for today's episode of The Fitting Room. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your style journey. If you
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank you.
listening, please make sure to follow the show or share it with a friend. Your support means so much to us. Until next time, keep asking yourself, what are you wearing today?